Hi, I'm Susan and this is Miss Molly, and we're here at the Central City Fire Department. This is firefighter Devine and Assistant Chief Strode.
As she said, my name's firefighter Devine. I've been here for about 15 years. You see the big red lights. Always remember, if you're out on the highway, move to the right for sirens and lights. We can take a look inside the truck. This is our ladder truck right here. It reaches 75 feet on the big ladder on top. That way, if we have any tall buildings, schools, anything like that we may have an emergency at, we can reach the top. And it's also got a bunch of ladders in the back. And you know what? We have a run right now.
Hi guys, it's Miss Molly here with Miss Susan and Deputy Chief Gore at the Greenville Fire Department. Today we're going to learn about what firefighters do.
Go over here to the front of the truck. We'll look around at some of the tools you may see us bringing in if you ever have an issue at your house. This tool is something we would use to pull on the ceiling. It's going to make some loud noises, so don't be afraid if you hear us banging around in your house. It's just us working with our tools. This is an exhaust fan. This is how we would get smoke out of a house. These are some power tools that we would use to gain access into the house if the doors were locked. This is a tool that we would use to work on a vehicle if it was involved in a wreck. And this is a fire nozzle. This is what we'd actually use to put the water on the fire. This is a thermal imaging camera. And what this does, it allows us to see through the smoke and the heat. I don't know if it'll pick up the view on here. But that's what we see when we come in. This is how we see through the smoke. And what we'll do next is we'll have firefighter Goins dress up in the gear that we would be wearing when we come into your house if there's a fire.
Alright guys, so right now, firefighter Goins, he's putting on his bunker pants. That hood, that's what we call a Nomex. Protects our head and our ears from the heat. He's going to put on his jacket. Now he's going to put on our mask. This helps us see and helps us breathe whenever we're inside a fire. Now he's putting on his helmet. This thing he's putting on his back is called a SCBA, a self-contained breathing apparatus. That's what holds all the oxygen in the air, and whenever we go inside a fire, that's what helps us breathe while we're inside there. Right here. He's gonna look really scary. He's gonna make a lot of weird noises whenever we turn this air on. You ready? This right here is a voice amplifier. Whenever we're inside a house, it helps us hear each other whenever we're talking to each other or whenever we're getting on our radios to talk to people outside or to dispatch. This over here is the same thing as what Deputy Chief Gore showed you, but it's just on our face mask. We have a little screen in there that helps us see what we're looking at. It's just a smaller version of this. That way we can have one hand that's free instead of holding a big camera around with us. Now, if he ever stops moving or ever gets hurt, there's a button right here. You hear that noise? When he stops moving, that alarm goes off and lets us know that he's hurt or something's going on where he's not moving anymore. So if you ever see us on a fire and you hear that noise, we'll start dancing around and shaking our butts. That way we can make that noise stop so it'll know that we're okay. Go ahead and set it off, JD. That's the noise you hear if one of us is ever hurt or something's going on. So if you ever hear that noise, there's no reason to be scared. And then all you do is double click that button and it turns it off. He's gonna look scary, he's gonna make a lot of weird noises, he'll probably holler and yell whenever he's looking for you. Sometimes we'll carry in tools if we ever have to force open a door or we're ever doing anything inside the house. We'll carry tools to help us search for people if they're inside the house. He may have a lot of different stuff going on. Now, if you ever do have a fire inside your house, the one thing we do not want you to do is hide. If you can get out, you need to try to get out. If you have any brothers or sisters, maybe wake up your mom and dad. You want to try to stay as low to the floor as you possibly can. If you ever do see smoke in your room or anything, do not try to hide, because that just makes it harder for us to find you. This truck right here, it's engine 40. This is the city truck. This is the one that anytime a paid unit has a call inside the city limits, this is the truck that goes on every single call, no matter it be medical, fire, wreck, whatever it is. This truck goes to every single call. The white truck over here, this is Squad 45. This is our rescue truck. This is actually about to be replaced within the next week or so with a brand new 2020 Dodge Ram 3500. So this truck will look a little bit different the next time you see it. This truck goes out in the county it's the first out truck on all medical calls, and then usually the second out truck to any accidents, whether it be inside the city limits or out in the county. It holds a bunch of medical supplies, extrication tools, it's got ladders in it. We use it for just about everything. And then this truck right here, this is engine 44. This is our first out engine for any wrecks or fires out in the county outside of the city limits of Greenville. So if you live out 171 or 176 by the high school, 181, this will be normally the first truck that'll get there. Holds a few more people, that way we have a little bit more help whenever we get out there, because inside the city limits normally there's people pretty close by, but when we get out in the county it's a little bit harder to get a little bit of help. And then this truck is engine 41. This is the second out truck on most fires inside the city limits. This is just an old city truck, so we use it for a backup truck if we ever need it, whenever our main truck goes down for maintenance or something like that. And this truck right here, this is tanker 43. This truck holds 3,000 gallons of water versus 1,000 gallons of water on all the other trucks. So this truck is the one that shuttles the water for us. If we ever get out in the county and we have a really big fire, or even inside the city limits and we have a really big fire, this truck will come with us. That way we have 3,000 extra gallons of water that we can work with. Because whenever we're fighting fire, we go through 1,000 gallons really, really fast. We can drain that 1,000 gallons in under 5 minutes, flowing water steady. So this truck helps us out a lot whenever we need water, when there's no fire hydrants or anything around like that. And then these trucks right here, these are the command vehicles. The white one is for Deputy Chief Gore, and the red one is for Chief Groves. Most of the time, they're the first ones on scene if you have a fire or a wreck. So you may see them first before you ever see a fire truck or a squad or anything like that. So they get there and they let us know what we have. That way we can kind of prepare before we get there. That way we know what we're getting into, we know what we need to get off the truck, and we know just kind of a general idea of what's going on.
Thank you so much for giving us the tour of the fire station and letting us know that when we have a fire or something, an emergency at our house, that we're not to be afraid, that we're supposed to be available as far as able to them to find us. And thank them for letting us come and do this tour with you. You all have a great afternoon. Bye.